Well, more and more local councils are cutting the number of rubbish collections every month. Instead of emptying bins weekly, many now pick up general rubbish one week and recycle rubbish the next. Well, some people are so angry at the changes that they are paying private companies to empty their bins instead. Our correspondent Mark Simpson has been following one such collection in Yorkshire today. Mark.
Yes, welcome to North Yorkshire. This is one of more than 150 council areas across the country which are doing this controversial fortnightly collection. Anyone who doesn't know what it's all about, let me give you a quick beginner's guide. Your normal rubbish in this bin. This is emptied every 2 weeks. In the week this isn't emptied, your green bin is emptied. Some people in this part of Yorkshire are not happy, but as we can see now, help is on hand. The latest weapon in Britain's bin wars, the private collection. Starting today, homes in this corner of North Yorkshire can have their bins emptied every week if the council only does it every fortnight.
It's round the back.
Sam Bain is the first satisfied customer. She does recycle, but she still wants the new service, even though it's going to cost her £90 a year.
The smell from the bins last year on single weekly collections was absolutely awful. This year, we've started to notice it already, and it's only just coming into the summer. We're on double weekly collections or 2 weekly collections, and I really don't want to be putting up with that for the rest of the summer.
Hello, Bin and Gone.
Husband and wife, Chris and Kate Wyatt, set up the new service. They even bought their own second-hand bin lorries.
People with large families have too much rubbish, and the fortnightly collection isn't sufficient even if they recycle, so there's definitely a need for a private collection.
But in a sense, are you not making it easier for people not to recycle?
I don't think I'm particularly adding to the problem. I don't think those people would recycle whether I existed or not.
So is the local council embarrassed by this new private service and thinking of scrapping its fortnightly collection? Not a bit of it.
Recycling rates have increased, satisfaction with our collection rates, our collection is high. There's been very much support for the initiative. We don't think there's a need for the service, but ultimately the test will be whether the people out there want to support this or not.
So it's over to the people to decide whether paying for an extra bin collection is value for money or simply a waste. Well, let's do a little bit of totally unscientific market research. Chris, just happened to be walking along the street. Chris, you've got a fortnightly collection. Would you pay £90 a year for an extra collection?
I probably would, yes. We live in Thirsk in North Yorkshire, which is about 20 miles away. We have the fortnightly collection in our house as well. I have to say our green bin is bigger than this one, so green bin is not so much of a problem, but certainly our black bin, and there are only 2 adults in the house, does get full by the end of the fortnight.
But I'm sure you pay an awful lot of council tax. Why should you have to pay more money?
Well, if the council are not going to empty it fortnightly, I would rather have the bin in a state where I could use it rather than overflowing with all the attendant risk that might bring in.
Some might say, though, the cynics would say, if you give people the chance of a weekly collection, they're going to take it. We should be going green, but people won't. They won't recycle as much if they know they're going to get their bin emptied every week.
That's a fair comment. We try to recycle as much as we can. And we do have a fairly efficient recycling unit fairly close to home, and we do try and take bottles and cardboard and paper down to the recycling bin. But as I say, with the 2 of us in the household, we can just about manage on a fortnightly. I would think about paying for the extra collection, but would have to give it some thought. Chris,
thanks very much indeed. Thumbs up there from Chris. I have to say, views here in the town of Catterick are mixed on the whole. As I said at the very beginning, there are around 150, maybe 160 councils across the country having this fortnightly collection. But the chances are, if you don't have it at the moment, the government like this idea, you could have it soon. Back to you.
Mark, thank you very much. Mark Simpson with a piece of unscientific research, as he says, and what's wrong with that? Some breaking news.